The F-16 fighters are attacking the border, killing a group of people. The F-16 fighters are attacking the border, killing a group of people. The F-16 fighters are attacking the border, killing a group of people. The F-16 fighters are attacking the border, killing a group of people. Cambodia was captured and destroyed in the civilian zone. Thailand was hit by a smart bomb from the most modern military aircraft in the region. The two sides of the same boat fought each other at night. Each side has a board, but there is only one truth. Southeast Asia is going through the most serious crisis since the war on the border of Cambodia and Vietnam. Is this Ukraine's board, or a new wave of forces from the subsurface that is tightening the region? Let's take a close look at each layer of truth in this special news. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any important events. Early in the morning on July 24, 2025, when the first sunshine just passed through the forests in the eastern province of Suri, Thailand, an unexpected tragedy came to pass, which would bring peace and tranquility to the border area. The sound of the rockets, the sound of the fire and the sound of the rocket launchers from the residential area turned this area into a graveyard. A series of bullets were fired from the Cambodian territory, hit directly into a war-torn hospital, the village of Ban Phorn Naco, about 3 kilometers from the border. The attack injured at least 8 people, including medical staff, women and a small child. The image shows white cells being torn apart, the oxygen tanks exploding, the sound of rice crying in the middle of the soil, the smell of gunpowder, the sound of gunfire, and the chaos surrounding the area, where only a few days ago, the rescuers were still receiving the bodies of the victims and the bloodshed. The nearby medical stations were evacuated. Military vehicles for the people left the danger zone. Children cried, the elderly. Everything can be reproduced in a chaotic scene in Ukraine's Donetsk region. No need for another explanation. Thailand sees this as an over-the-limits action. The Defense Ministry in Bangkok held a meeting at 8 a.m. on the side of the limited airstrike operation. Only 15 minutes later, 6 F-16s from the Korut Air Base flew over the Thai sky, captured the border, and attacked a military position identified as a rocket launcher. The anti-aircraft group was described as neat, fast and accurate. A military base in the Cambodian province of Odamage was completely destroyed, according to confirmation from the Thai side. The Air Force also confirmed that all aircraft were returned safely, without damage. However, the Cambodians immediately issued a reverse version. The Phnom Penh Defense Department said, "We were attacked first. Thailand violated the airspace and the Cambodians shot down our F-16." The statement was immediately rejected by Bangkok, calling it an obstacle to compromise military action. The truce between the two countries is no longer diplomatic. The gunfire has been heard instead of words. The bomb has replaced the statement, and the blood has poured down from those who do not have guns. A real tragedy, and maybe just the beginning. The mysterious explosion from the ASEAN conference to the border. The Cambodian-Thai conflict did not suddenly erupt like an unexpected storm. On the contrary, it is like a time bomb that has been planted for weeks and is waiting for the right time to explode. Everything started quietly right after the ASEAN summit in late May, where both Thai Prime Minister Phetong Tam and Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet were present, but avoided in a strange way. On the face of the news, it was still the source of confusion, but the tension rose after the summit. Just a few days after the meeting, the two sides suddenly withdrew representatives from the bilateral working groups, a clear sign that the bilateral relationship is falling short of control. The dispute over the sovereignty of the ancient Tamthong and Toi lamps is the main fire. This is not only a matter of the land, but also a spiritual, historical and ethnic heritage. The two sides both declared a legal sovereignty and continued to bring troops to monitor the area. The point of tension occurred on May 28, when a Cambodian army group was ambushed near the Tamthong Lamp. A dead man was found dead at the scene of the attack in Bangkok on Monday, while Thailand said that the soldiers had only self-defense after being invaded by the territory. The claim was repeated, adding to the confusion about the location of the clash. The more doubtful and angry the people of the two countries were. Immediately after that, the two armies collided with the soldiers. The construction of the mine, 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 the construction of the mine. From political, diplomatic, and economic tensions, a war play has been carefully prepared, waiting for someone to take the lead. And the name Tom Tom is no longer just an old lamp that has become a symbol of an irreconcilable confrontation. In the game of diplomacy, each country is a target and opponent. On July 16th, 3 Thai soldiers took over the border in a remote area near the port of Bantham Sound. And lowered bilateral diplomatic relations to the lowest level. Capuchin responded with a smile. Prime Minister Hun Manet ordered the closure of all the northern gates, asking all Thai embassy staff in Phnom Penh to withdraw to the country within 72 hours. The air between the two countries has never been so cold since the previous crisis in 2011. The two sides continued to turn the economy into a new weapon in their own hands. Cambodia banned the import of vegetables, fruit, fuel, gas, and telecommunications services from Thailand, causing Cham's truck to be shut down at the door. Thailand's retail industry suffered a severe loss. In response, Bangkok announced a suspension of bilateral tourism projects, closing a joint investment bank, and increasing double taxes on Cambodian goods transported through Thailand's territory. Each statement, each order issued, is like an invisible box, directly to the economy and to the other party. No need to declare war. No need to drive tanks across the border. Sometimes a small explosion in the forest is enough to start a real war. And on the border of Thailand, Cambodia, those explosions were golden. In July, 2 consecutive explosions occurred in the disputed area near the ancient Tam Ton, which injured 8 Thai soldiers, including one person who lost his leg right at the scene. The Ministry of Military Affairs of Thailand said that this is the newly established port, which can carry hundreds of goods, and accused the Cambodian side of deliberately violating international human rights. Cambodia immediately rebelled. Phnom Penh denied all charges, saying that the Thai soldiers had left the unified patrol boat, entered the area that had been still next to the port since the 1980s, and that it was the fault of Thailand for not following the safe route. Everything has not stopped there. Early on July 24th, Thailand's ground-based radars discovered an unidentified flying object, circling around on a dimly lit lamp, then moved to the border and disappeared. The army confirmed that it was a reconnaissance unit from Cambodia, a move that is believed to be a repulse, unscrupulous attack. Immediately, the Cambodian side had a fast reactionary force, including soldiers equipped with RPG guns and heavy weapons. The Thai army responded by sending a warning to the Air Force to ask the Cambodians to withdraw their troops, but the order failed, and at 8:20 a.m., according to a statement from Bangkok, the Cambodians opened fire ahead. A series of cannons hit the front base of Thailand near Tam Thom, just a few hundred meters from the border. The observation group called it a hit and run at the border. A war has not been declared, but all signs show that the two sides have entered an irreversible phase. And while the bombs are exploding on the ground, the information war between the two capitals is exploding as well as viciously as possible. Thailand dropped bombs, Cambodia defended, who opened the front door to the war. One day, 2 executions, and no one admitted that they were the first gunfire. That is the chaotic picture around the event on July 24th. The other day was estimated to be the turning point that caused the Thai-Cambodian border tensions. The long-term rise, not to reverse. The Cambodians accused Thailand of being the cause of the war when a group of soldiers climbed the Tam Thong Tower, a restricted area according to bilateral agreements, then silently infiltrated the Kirisapara temple area. It was seen as the most magnificent monument of Khmer people at 8:46 a.m. According to a notice from the Cambodian Defense Ministry, a bomb was dropped by the Thai fighter in the area of the temple gate, which is more than 200 meters. A minute later, according to them, the official war began, and the Cambodian armed forces simply used self-defense in the territorial area. But Thailand has a completely different story. Bangkok said that before 8 a.m., many of their front positions were suddenly attacked by artillery and anti-terrorist drones. The front base near Tam Thong was bombed, forcing them to activate a limited airstrike to prevent the targeted invasion. The problem is that both sides are ready from the start. Thailand's 1st and 2nd forces, since early July, have activated the Chal Reform Plan. The defense strategy was used in 2011 in the Revere battle. At the same time, the Cambodian side also had unusual movements, such as blowing up the forest next to the border, opening the way for the military to move, building the BM-21 artillery field, and even setting up anti-tank defense systems. This battle did not just explode in an hour. It was a pre-written script, just waiting for the right opportunity to take off. And now, the two countries are marching through the red line. No one can take a step back. Two versions. The truth was buried in the fire. A war broke out, but no one knew that it was over. Thailand affirmed that their actions were worthy of self-defense after being suddenly attacked by troops and UAVs. Cambodia decided that we only reacted after the sovereignty was violated, and Dien Thien was attacked by bombs from F-16 fighter jets. The two said they both sounded logical. Both of them had their own opinions, and they were also very polite. All the details coincided with each other in an unexpected way, as if someone had directed everything. A flash of lightning in the middle of the forest, a large UAV on the main machine, a group of soldiers marching along the border, a short conversation that did not go anywhere. And then, in a real conflict, there will usually be the right side, the wrong side, or at least the left side. But here, both admit themselves as victims and completely blame each other. Among the countless photos, videos, statements and press releases, the only thing missing is the truth of the guest. And the big question is now, who is the one who really cares about this confrontation? Is it really Thailand and Cambodia fighting each other for the ancient land? Or is it just a good thing on a larger geopolitical table? When an American country and a Chinese country climb up the stairs together, people can't help but think of that hand behind them. Perhaps this time the conflict is a test of the strategy of large powers, where cannons carry not only bombs, but also global political messages. Kopachino, Ukraine, Southeast Asia version. When the gunfire broke out on the Thai-Cam border, not a few international experts immediately thought of Ukraine, and asked whether Cambodia was becoming Ukraine of Southeast Asia, and Thailand was Palan, Romani, the strategic locations of the West. This comparison is not surprising. Cambodia is now China's closest ally in Southeast Asia, from the economic to the defense. Meanwhile, Thailand, although it used to be a string of strings, but in recent years, it has had a flexible direction on the US side, especially in joint military training programs, sharing intelligence information, and plans to cooperate with the entire country. Look more closely. The dispute around the ancient temples, such as Tamphon or Tawi, is only a cover. What really makes Cambodia a landmark is not a few square kilometers of land, but an extremely sensitive strategic location, located between the two rival geopolitical systems, China on the north, the US and allies on the west and the south. Ukraine's mistake, as history shows. Ukraine has become a battlefield where the bullets of the enemy explode on its own land. A new Ukraine is not in Europe, but right in the middle of Southeast Asia. From the outside, this may be just a clash between the two neighboring countries for the sake of defending sovereignty. But in fact, the Thai-Cambodian conflict is a layer of layers of many layers, scattered in the middle, provoking the history of the continent and the peninsula. The internal political conflict needs an outsider to relieve pressure in the country. The diplomatic war is considered to be a king's battle, and moreover, it is a groundbreaking battle between global powers. While Cambodians and Thais fled from the land. Thanks so much for your time to watching my video.